What's up, everybody? If you want to join the greatest online Star Wars community, the FANDOM MENACE, make sure you hit that subscribe button before today's video starts, so you don't miss out on any updates and you're always the first to know when our newest videos go live.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
The final trailer for The Rise of Skywalker drops tonight, as of this recording, and the entire internet is buzzing with excitement. Oh, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. The entire internet is buzzing with indifference. The decline of Star Wars has been incredibly interesting. If you're a fan, it breaks your heart, Anakin. But if you're watching from the outside, you're laughing like this guy. No matter your stance, this is an interesting time to be a Star Wars fan, because we're watching it die. Rather quickly. Franchises can survive bad movies. Just look at Transformers, or X-Men, or Terminator. But what franchises can't survive is laziness. Just look at Transformers, or X-Men, or Terminator. Terminator Dark Fate doesn't look good. Anyway, Star Wars has been suffering from the disease known as R.I.M.S, or rehashing important movies sucks. These R.I.M.S jobs are a problem for the whole community. No one likes these R.I.M.S jobs because they're dirty, they're dangerous, they spread filth. Hollywood? Clean up your act. Since The Force Awakens dropped in 2015, fans have noticed how much this new era of Star Wars has in common with the old, as in they directly ripped it off. At first, people bought into it because they were riding the nostalgia train right through their childhood memories, back to a time when mom and dad loved each other. But after the black sleep of Cali wore off, they realized how bad things were. You know who else realized how bad things were? Disney. To act like it's just people online who realize that Star Wars is on the outs with fans would be a narrow-minded view at best. We've covered the box office and the toy sales tanking after Rian Johnson's masterpiece of trash The Last Jedi hit theaters, and for the first time ever, let's take a look at the Blu-ray sales. Now pay attention, 007. The Force Awakens moved nearly 6 million Blu-ray discs, and the next film, The Last Jedi, moved 3. That's about half. Now I know everyone's going to jump in on the digital streaming bandwagon, but Avengers Endgame is already at 2.7 million units moved, and that data ended on September 8th. It's late October. The Last Jedi has been passed, and in record time. Thanks for playing, folks, but people still buy Blu-rays. So yes, another indicator of The Last Jedi killing off the Star Wars brand as we inch closer and closer to The Rise of Skywalker may seem unnecessary to some, but Disney isn't willing to lose those turned off by The Last Jedi, and they're ramping up the hype machine, last minute I might add, to try and reassure fans that handing over your money is the right thing to do. J.J. Abrams says we're not screwing around with The Rise of Skywalker ending. The guy who created Cloverfield and directed The Force Awakens wants everyone to know he's trying really hard not to mess up the ending of the Star Wars saga as we know it. On Friday, Entertainment Weekly reported that J.J. Abrams said outright, "We are not screwing around when it comes to creating a legit ending for the 9-part Skywalker saga in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker." Do we trust him? I don't. Do we have a choice? According to EW, J.J. Abrams knows how hard it's going to be to write The Rise of Skywalker, along with Justice League writer Chris Terrio, because endings are the thing that scares him the most. Well, it's because he's never done one. The director and co-writer of the movie also doesn't really think The Rise of Skywalker is supposed to be the ending of the existing new trilogy, which started in 2015 with The Force Awakens. But instead, he views it as the end of a 9-part story, which begins with The Phantom Menace, and goes all the way through the classic movies everyone loves. It's about bringing these things to a close. If years from now, someone's watching these movies, all 9 of them, they're watching a story that's as cohesive as possible. Well, you already failed there. Whether or not Abrams pulls that off remains to be seen, of course. If you were a fan of Lost, now is probably not the time to remind yourself that Abrams was involved with the ending of that series too. Then again, maybe because Abrams has to deal with so many controversial endings and big pop culture properties that he's the perfect guy to tackle the ending of Star Wars. Then again, maybe that's wishful thinking. Let's keep a little optimism here, right? In any case, we've got J.J. Abrams' promise. He's not screwing around. Hopefully, the Force is listening. Well, hopefully the fans are listening. Yeah, endings scared J.J. Abrams because the dude hasn't done one. Let's take a closer look at Lost. A show that I've never seen, but like Dexter and Game of Thrones, the ending pissed off a lot of people. When you Google, why is the Lost ending bad, you get about 291 million results. You get nearly 20 million less results when you ask why is it good. Now we could spend all day discussing the ending, but this point from Reddit seems pretty valid for a guy, an everyday Joe like myself, who's looking for an answer rather quickly. Feelings on the finale of Lost are divided. Some folks hate it, some folks love it, some folks think it was meh. In general, the folks that dislike the ending tend to have watched the show in real time over the course of the 6 seasons, and folks that like the ending tend to have binge-watched all of Lost after the finale, although there are certainly some exceptions. Let's put that into the context of Star Wars. Maybe this ending will be good if you're watching all the films back to back. Or not. It's great to be positive about the situation, but there's one big problem, and that's what is the ending of Episode 9? Which one are we getting? Yeah, that's right. I asked which one. Over the last few days, there seems to be a lot of rumor talk of multiple endings for Episode 9, and if there's any validity to them, then we're all doomed. Rumor: Disney remaking almost the whole movie of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. A new rumor indicates that Lucasfilm and Disney are remaking almost all of The Rise of Skywalker. This rumor comes from Doomcock.
I have Star Wars info. They are still shooting. They are having to remake almost the whole movie, as what they tested as the movie was a complete pile of shit. It's not some kind of casual 2-week reshoot. This is almost a 75% remake. They shot the thing, so there were 6 possible main edits. And even then, there was no way to put it together that would not have flopped. Jar Jar Abrams said this film will not please everyone. Disney flipped out and said the film has to please everyone and redo it until it does. If they cannot get it to perform in tests, this will be the end of this particular reboot.
Doomcock adds the sources tell him they have soloed the film in reference to the massive reshoots that Solo: A Star Wars Story had. Doomcock's source speculates,
I suspect this movie is having problems with trying to push as much plot into the film now that they have problems, and they are trying to consider splitting this into 2 movies. Apparently, Rey could both raise the Death Star and the dead by the end of the film.
Doomcock does not discount the idea of Rey raising the dead because Star Wars and Lucasfilm will attempt to put Luke, Leia, and Han Solo together on screen. While Doomcock believes we're shooting 75% of the movie a little over 2 months from release date seems impossible, he does recount the story of Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Star Trek: The Motion Picture was rushed to its premiere with wet prints that had just been struck. It came down to the wire. That bad wire on Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
He then adds,
The other bit of evidentiary support for this notion is the fact that we promised the Star Wars trailer was going to break, and then it didn't. Wouldn't the reason for the Star Wars trailer being held up and not breaking be that they didn't know what the fuck it will be?
Doomcock's rumors may actually have a little more meat than we suspect. Over on Twitter, official top Star Wars artist Jordan Mason had a series of tweets that vaguely confirm what Doomcock has been saying. Here's a random freebie. At one point, up to 8 different endings have been or were test screened for The Rise of Skywalker. Should have been a tad more clear, I guess. These wouldn't be separate and distinct endings from one another. To be fair, story-wise, they probably weren't very different. More than likely just different approaches to the same type of scene that got the right emotional impact. Trust me, folks, if I had the scoop on 8 alternate endings being shot/tested out of The Rise of Skywalker, I wouldn't be giving them away on Twitter. There's also Midnight's Edge, who discussed the possibility of reshoots of the film in an excellent video that I recommend. As we state on this channel, these are just rumors until proven accurate, but that doesn't prevent us from playing the hypothetical game. What if this is all true? What if Star Wars Episode 9 is still being shot? What if there are 8 endings, or 10 endings, or 20 endings? Well, if there are 6+ endings being tested, then Disney isn't in a good place. As we joked earlier, J.J. Abrams can't do endings. But if this is all true, then there's a lot of validity to that statement. JJ joked that the film won't please everyone, but Disney isn't having it. As Midnight's Edge stated in their video, JJ has to get it right, and Disney will make him redo the film until he gives them what's going to please everyone, or a close facsimile too. The reason for this has to be Rian Johnson's free reign over The Last Jedi. The crowd ate up The Force Awakens. Star Wars was back. They bought into the hype and glossed over the faults and opened the door for Rian Johnson to make a Star Wars film from his first draft. This sense of haughtiness is what put Disney in the position they're in now. Disney did this to themselves. They spent early 2018 in denial about fan response to The Last Jedi. They looked at critical response, they looked at the box office, and then they lulled themselves into a sense of security and surrounded themselves by people telling them that there was just a small, vocal minority. But Solo woke them up, and in a way, scared them. It is rumored that 75% of this film is being reshot, a number which I don't believe. But since we're playing the hypothetical game, I'll indulge. That's an impossible task for Disney to complete. Besides being a ridiculous amount of film to redo, what's the 25% complete? What quarter of the story do they agree on is spectacular enough to keep? That's what's interesting to me, because there are story threads that have to be woven through the entire thing, and reshooting so much of the film may ruin the coherent plot. My favorite what if is what if the film is completely broken, like The Room or Samurai Cop or Birdemic? What if the film is so unwatchable that general audiences shun it and only a small, vocal minority embrace it? That would be hilarious. A cult Star Wars film. A film so bad people only watch it for its flaws. With Disney money involved, this obviously isn't happening, but one can dream, right? There has to be a reason why there hasn't been an official trailer for The Rise of Skywalker. We're less than 2 months away and we're getting one now. I can't recall many other big budget franchises waiting this long. I remember Age of Ultron's trailer many months before the release. I also remember The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi trailers well before the last 2 months of the timetable. It's all confusing and a little fishy, but it's going to be interesting. Disney hopes to see a future where Star Wars is the premier brand in entertainment. But if they continue to go down this path, that's not a future they'll likely see. The Mandalorian is getting praise from critics, but so did The Last Jedi, and we can see how that went. Disney is also trying to plant some Star Wars roots in China because they see the Western audience ditching Star Wars for something new. Well, Western audiences have. was called the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and people ate it up to the tune of $20 billion plus. It's the modern myth for an entire generation, and it has replaced Star Wars in many ways. Now, before we go, I just wanted to share with you a poll that a pro-Disney Star Wars site has created. What is your anticipation level for The Rise of Skywalker? And your options are super excited, it's gonna be great, most excited, though a few doubts, somewhat excited and somewhat doubtful, not excited at all, mostly doubtful, or not excited at all, we have no hope for it. And if we look at the results with 1,824 votes, not excited at all, have no hope for it is number one with 32, almost 33% of the votes, followed by super excited, most excited, not that excited, somewhat doubtful. So the people in the middle are towards the bottom. So it's going to be interesting to see, and guess what? We don't have to wait too long to find out. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, folks, and as always, we appreciate you here on WCBS, the premier voice of the Star Wars fandom. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. But before you go, I want to know what you guys think of this whole situation. Do you think the reshoots are the reason for a lack of a trailer? Possibly, like I said above, but I want to know what you guys think down here. Also, are you excited for tonight's trailer? You can come back tonight as soon as the trailer drops, which is halftime of the Monday Night Football game, so maybe 9:15 Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be live discussing the trailer as long as you guys want. There's no time limit on this live stream, so make sure you guys get involved and let's have some fun. Maybe at Star Wars' expense, maybe we'll see something great. I don't know. It's like the old saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me a third time, there ain't going to be a third time. And I think that's a very fair way to look at it. If you were disappointed by The Force Awakens like I was, and you went into The Last Jedi and were just broken, well, what do you expect a third time? These companies want you to go in blindly, give them your money, then they want to listen to your opinion. But guess what? They got your money. They don't give a damn what you have to say after the fact. So speak your opinion now, vote with your wallet, do what you want to do. And if you don't want to watch this film, well, you don't have to. But if you're curious to how it is, well, we'll have a huge event the day it gets released, but there'll be more on that later. All I can tell you is don't go anywhere. It's going to be the best thing to watch on YouTube that night. So that's it for me today, folks. I'll be back later with more. And while you're thinking about what a dumpster fire Disney Star Wars is, I have a small request. If you're one of our new listeners, you don't know what this is, but if you've been around for a while, I'm sure you already know what it is, and I appreciate you for doing it. And it's to go out into the world and be excellent to each other. Oh, and one last thing. Make sure you guys stay tuned through this wonderful musical interlude to catch a teaser for the next video.